I woke up halfway through the night and my tent had flown away. We did do a more extreme week. We were up Snowdonia and we decided to just design a route which went over every highest mountain we could find. One of my favourite books as a teenager was the SAS Survival Guide. I think I read that front to back so many times.
So, welcome to the Rodpod. How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good, like.
Good. I just finished watching your video of the 103-mile hike.
Right, yeah.
And finishing with Ben Nevis.
Yeah.
Like, at the end. that was like, kind of blew my mind a little bit because
yeah,
that is a trek in itself, obviously, climbing Ben Nevis. But you walked how many miles before that?
Yeah, I think the West Highland Way is 96 miles. And we thought it finishes near Ben Nevis, so we thought I may as well tick that mountain off while we're there as well. We had full packs on as well. So most people were going up just with a bottle of water or something, but we had the tent and sleeping bag and everything on our backs.
Yeah. And how much does that weigh, like, roughly?
We got it pretty light for through hike. About 7 kilos, I think mine is. I got a friend who's like mega obsessed with saving weight.
Yeah.
And his is 3.83 kilos.
Right.
And that's with food and water in it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous.
That is Do you train for that? Or because you walk a lot anyway?
Really.
you don't.
I'm a postman by day job, so I'm walking a lot anyway, so it's a bit of a busman's holiday, I guess.
See what you mean.
Yeah.
So your body's adapted to...
Yeah, I used to walking quite a long way every day.
Oh, right. Because that is a hell of a journey. And how long did it take?
We done it in 7 days.
7 days. And how many of those nights were you actually camping? Was it every night, or did you get... Because you got in a lodge a couple nights, was it?
Yeah, when I do something that long distance, I like to have a sort of hostel or something halfway, just so you can have a shower and have a proper bed for a bit.
Yeah.
I think we just had one on that. And then obviously one after we finished then.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end. So at the end, after Ben Nevis, you went to
we booked somewhere for when we finished, so have relax and celebratory pint then.
Yeah, because that is hardcore. And I was thinking, the 3 peaks.
Yeah.
What kind of distance is that? I haven't looked into it or anything.
Well, just to walk them?
Yeah.
Sure, to be honest.
Have you ever done it?
Only separately. I haven't done them all together.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a good challenge, that one. I think the main thing is trying to drive to the next one. You're just going to be tired on the road then.
Yeah.
Your legs trying to work, getting the car going.
Trying to brake and accelerate, yeah. I haven't done... Is it Scaffield Pike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't climbed that one. No. I've done Ben Nevis. I've done Snowdon's the other one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've done those, but I've always been interested in that. But then I thought what you did is probably considerably harder.
We did do a more extreme week. So we were up Snowdonia and we decided to just design a route which went over every highest mountain we could find over a week. And that was the hardest week of my life, that was. So
you went over all these how many high points?
I think we ticked off it's probably about 15, something like that.
My God.
Yeah.
And you were wild camping as well, were you?
Wild camping nearly every night. Hostel halfway.
Yeah.
We were in the room hanging out all our clothes to dry. There was people sharing the room with us. We were just stinking the room out. So we were absolutely soaked through it, hammered down as well that week.
Was it?
Yeah.
Bad weather. What month was it?
That was rough. It's probably around May time, I think. Something like that. Yeah.
My God. That is really hard going. It's like when I didn't realize how much you challenged yourself, because remember a friend told me about it.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that like it was like a huge physical challenge.
Yeah, it's half the fun of it.
Is that your like
trying to
attraction
challenge
to it.
yourself sometimes. At other times, you just want to like have an easy walk and then just have a
Just
socialize
enjoy
with
it.
friends. Then,
Yeah. So, but most of the time you do what you do, would you say, because you like to challenge yourself?
Um, it feels like a challenge. I think we did it as teenagers, but it came about again now when lockdown kicked in. All the pubs closed. We couldn't socialize. We were like, oh, let's just go up the mountains. We can have a drink up there, you know? And then since then, it's been all the time, man.
All right. So lockdown was like the catalyst for,
Yeah, I started it
More.
up again.
yeah. And what do you think, like, has anything like gone quite like completely wrong on like,
A couple of times. I
has
suppose.
there?
So I've had, well, on that long Snowdonia hike,
Yeah.
I woke up halfway through the night and my tent had flown away. Was just laid there outside getting wet. So
In
I
a
had to-
sleeping bag, just,
I was trying to fix it myself, but I just couldn't because I was like shivering. I had to wake my friend up. And he wasn't very happy because I just jumped back in the tent and let him do the rest. But I couldn't function. My hands would not work anymore.
oh man.
Yeah, so I think that's the worst one. Yeah.
So did you manage to find the tent or?
Well, the pegs had been thrown like 30 foot away,
Yeah.
so I managed to put it back up.
Mm.
It was a pretty rough night, that was.
Because the weather in these situations, like especially certain times of year, the weather can be like a serious problem, can't it? If it turns, you can get like whiteouts, even in Brecon and certainly Scotland.
If you're going up high, definitely, it's like a different world up there.
Yeah, it is.
There's
Isn't
no
it?
snow down in the valleys, and then it's a foot thick up there.
Yeah, yeah. Because I noticed you did that extreme cold video where there's like ice on the ropes for the tent.
Oh, right. Yeah, it was all snow up there. So, it was basically just put the tent up, jump inside, and none of us got out of the tent then.
Yeah.
Just shouting across to each other the rest of the night.
And what was the temperature?
It was probably like -5 or something up there.
But the wind is the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
With the wind chill, when it's howling, it's like minus.
Yeah, so we had one other. We went up Van Brecon one time, and even though there was no snow outside, it was just rain, the wind chill was -13. And I ended up with burns on my face then, just from packing the tent up in the morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so the wind is just like.
Proper extreme, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do enjoy doing that kind of stuff myself. Like if it snows, if I hear there's a bit of snow at Brecon, I just go straight up.
Yeah.
I just love it. It's like a different world.
We don't get it so often down in Wales today, so
No.
got to go and see it then.
Yeah, and I always drive to that Llyn Van Fach. There's that road going up over it's like a small road, and and you can park, and then you can walk up to the summit from that way. Do you know where I mean? You go past the lake at the top, and sometimes it's a bit frozen. Yeah, that is just such a lush walk in the winter.
Yeah,
beautiful. But yeah, I do like Brecon, and we are lucky to live where we live, and especially in lockdown. What you were saying about, we could go out to, on the beach and.
Yeah, I think at the time you were allowed to, mingle with each other.
Yeah. As long as
but
you
then it felt so strange that you weren't allowed to go out to the mountains where there's no people at all.
I know.
You got to stay in your house.
Yeah.
Felt like that should have been allowed.
Yeah, I know.
As long as you're on your own or something.
Yeah, there was some ridiculous rules, wasn't there, during that time? I'm glad I lived here though, because I was talking to some friends, and they were like stuck in flats.
Oh, that'd be a nightmare. I don't think I could cope with that.
No, I'm. Have you ever lived in a city at all?
Yeah, I do live in Swansea.
No, but like a big built up.
Built up, not not in the city centre or anything, not built up. No.
Well, yeah, it's just not in your nature to. Nor in mine. I lived in London for about 6 months, and I just had to leave.
Right.
I
Yeah.
just couldn't. I needed the sea. I needed the mountains.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. Couldn't deal with it.
No, I bet. No.
You know. Yeah.
Probably
So.
takes hours to get to a wild area from London, I guess.
Oh, I know. It's they have parks and they're nice, but it's like it's not like Wales.
Man-made sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about your YouTube channel then. So how have you got such like a following and all that kind of thing, and where did it start? And
Yeah, well, I don't feel like I've got a massive following. I feel like I've got a bit of a cult following.
right.
Yeah, I'm up to over 9,000 followers now, which is really cool. Never thought I was going to get to that. I remember seeing this guy and he had about 4,000. I was thinking, I'll never get to that, So I'm amazed I passed that. I think I just had a camera for Christmas, and it was about the time that this camping thing was getting going. I just thought I'll just film it as a blog for myself more than anything. And if people are interested in watching what I'm doing, then great. And I shared the video for a few places all over Facebook, thinking nobody's going to watch it. I remember I had like 150 views, and I was so chuffed with that.
Yeah.
Thinking, I can't believe this many people want to watch it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just grown since then.
Yeah.
It's been really good.
Yeah. I'd be chuffed if I had 150 views of my podcast, When you just start out, you're just doing it for fun and, you just hope for the best. But
yeah, it's kind of memories for myself as well. Then sometimes I go back and I was like, oh, I remember that camp, I watch it myself then.
Yeah.
Seems really egotistical to say I'm watching my own videos, but
no, but
yeah,
it's
just
the
for memories,
experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've started compiling stuff for like on social media of me and the kids, not like a private one, but it's just to have those memories and because photos and little videos, they get lost when you put on your laptop or
Yeah.
So how long have you been going on it then? When did you start?
It's about 5 years now, I think.
5 years.
Yeah. It's just flown by, really. I'm trying to like keep the videos clean as well, so it's like memories for my kids so they can watch it. That's what my dad was up to.
Yeah.
We put like innuendos in and stuff only
Yeah.
adults will get, but try to cut all the swearing out.
Yeah. Tricky. Do you edit the language or?
When I'm out with a big group of boys, it's very tricky. I might like film an hour of footage and then end up with 10 minutes or something because stuff they start talking about, I think I don't want to put this on my channel. All controversial things.
Yeah. So, have you always been like interested in nature and survival and as a hobby?
Yeah, definite. One of my favorite books as a teenager was the SAS Survival Guide. I think I read that front to back so many times. I'd love to be in the SAS. Sounds great now. But I'm just doing the survival skills without the so much risk of life
to kill someone type thing. Yeah. Did you ever think like that you'd want to go into the SAS or something like that?
Well,
or the army?
When I was a teenager, I suppose I'd like to do it, but I don't know. I got a bit older and I thought it's probably not for me.
Yeah.
I think I got a bit of a problem with authority as well, so
yeah, me too.
I don't think I'd like to be told what to do all the time.
No, I have a bit of a problem with that.
Yeah.
I did 2 weeks work experience when I was in college because I did what was it called? I don't remember the name of the course. Public services.
Right.
Swansea College.
Yeah.
We went to the army. They sent us to the army for 2 weeks.
Right.
And it was brutal.
Yeah, I bet.
It was up at like 4 in the morning with some guy shouting in your face. And I just...
That's not the way you want to wake up, really.
Oh, I couldn't deal with it. I used to get up about 11 at that point in my life. No, not for me. But yeah, so what's your kind of like, what would you say would be like an essential survival kit, like a basic one, if you could tell me like a basic one?
Yeah, okay. Right, so well, you'd want a knife. You need a pot to boil water in. A flint and steel to start a fire. And then some sort of shelter. So you're gonna have a tarp and some paracord. Yeah, that's about it really. That's the main things I would say.
Shelter, knife, pot for boiling, drinking water,
Yeah.
obviously.
So food is really hard to find, but you can go, a few weeks without needing food. First thing you need is shelter and warmth. Second is water, and next is the food. If you're just there for 2 weeks, you can do without the food.
Right. I'd be pretty hungry after about half
You
hour.
would be pretty hungry, yeah. It's
No,
good
but
to
the
have,
body
like,
can survive without food for a few.
It's good to have a knowledge of the plants because there's so many plants you can eat.
Yeah.
And we've just forgotten the knowledge of it.
Yeah. Like what? What's kind of like grows in the wild quite prolifically,
I mean, the obvious one, maybe not so obvious, is nettles. You can use that for soup and tea. You also use spruce tips for tea. The ones people know, like blackberries, wild strawberries growing.
Wild strawberries. I've never seen any wild strawberries.
Yeah, they're really small, they are.
Are they? I
it's
might
normally
have.
growing like a big bunch of them.
Yeah, like tiny.
Yeah, that's where our strawberries came from. So we've just
yeah,
changed them over time to get them bigger.
All right.
Bilberries is good in Brecon.
They're
like the little sort of dark blue. Gotta get them before the sheep do.
Yeah,
they're lovely though.
Bilberries. Yeah, I didn't know about those.
Yeah,
I try and do a bit of like when I take my kids down the woods, local woods and beach area. I say, right, we're gonna catch our dinner now.
yeah.
So we'll go down the beach and we'll see if we can get some little shrimp, from the rock pools. You get some decent size ones.
Yeah.
And then occasionally when the tide is right out, we'll have a big edible crab, like a Cornish crab type. I'm not sure, but it's like the red. And then we'll pick some wild garlic if it's in season.
Yeah.
And then like cook it with a bit of butter and they'll eat it and they'll love it. And they love doing that. And mussels as well. We go to Neath, Worm's Head. There's mussels everywhere between the island. And yeah, they love cooking mussels and eating them. So I think it's such a nice thing for kids to do, being in nature, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And getting them into nature.
Yeah. It's a great healer for everyone just to get out to nature. As I always say, like, if you're depressed, force yourself to get out.
Yeah.
100%. Spend a bit of time in the woods. But you're just going back to our basic instincts then of wanting to spend time in nature. A couple of things I would say with picking the food, when you're picking the garlic leaves, be very careful because lords and ladies grow right next to it. It's a slightly different shaped leaf. So if you're grabbing big bunches of it, check through them properly. That one's deadly.
And what is the difference?
Well, when they're mature, they grow up like a flower spike with berries on the top.
Yeah.
But when they're, very young, the leaf is quite similar then. So you need them to grow quite.
Glad you told me that.
A bit bigger then.
Accidentally.
It's more obvious when they're bigger. It's sort of
I take
arrow shape then.
It's right. I take it it's a bit poisonous or something.
Deadly, yeah.
Oh, you killed my children. I'm glad you told me about that.
And the things with shellfish as well. If it's in like polluted waters, they tend to suck it all up as well.
Yeah, they do accumulate.
It needs to be a nice clean beach for them.
Yeah, yeah. Would you say Langland, Caswell, around here?
Yeah, definitely. As you go past Mumble's Head, you can see the water seems to change colour. We're in Swansea Bay, so it does look quite brown then.
Yeah.
But as soon as you go around the headland, it's like a different water there.
Yeah, it clears up a little bit, doesn't it? And then, like, if you go down, like, Freshwater West way, it's beautiful sometimes,
Yeah.
isn't it? It can be really clear and, like,
Yeah, it's proper cleaned up.
yeah, great for snorkeling, things like that.
I need to get down Pembrokeshire more. I think I've explored the Brecon beacons all I can.
Yeah.
Need to get somewhere a bit different now.
I was thinking that the other day, actually, especially with the kids and all the stuff they've got up there. It's like just going there for like a little holiday in the summer,
Yeah.
You got nice weather, the sea, and the walks around there.
Right on our doorstep.
It's lush, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pembrokeshire is beautiful. I started following someone on Facebook who does dipping around there. I don't remember the name of the person, but great shots of the water and the scenery every day. Beautiful. Beautiful, yeah. So what would you say is your like favorite part of Wales? Or the whole UK? What's top 5?
If we're doing Wales, I would say Dinorwic Quarry, my favourite.
Yeah.
It's a massive expanse of slate quarry, which has just been completely abandoned. And it's like as if they just dropped their tools and walked out. There's hundreds of buildings still there.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. You've got to be very careful. I mean, there's massive drops, hundreds of foot straight down. Yeah, so be careful if you're exploring it. But best part of Wales for me.
Yeah.
I've been up there a couple of times and I'm still finding things I've never seen before.
What was it called? Sorry, forgotten.
Dinorwic. Yeah. And if you look on the map, there's one place that's called Mordor.
Is that?
We've got a Mordor in Wales, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
And I'd say for the whole of the UK, probably the Isle of Skye.
Oh, yeah.
That's stunning up there.
Yeah. Beautiful, isn't it?
I've walked across through the centre of the island. There's a bit of a sort of an unofficial trail. It takes about a week.
Yeah.
And you get to see all the wilder areas of it then.
Oh, cool.
And there's a lot of abandoned villages and stuff up there.
Is there?
I'm not sure of the story of it. I think some lord came in and just took over all the land and kicked them all out.
Really? Banished them? Get off my...
Yeah, that's it.
My God. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, I think my one of my favorite parts of the UK is probably Devon and Cornwall, coastline around there.
Yeah.
I remember when I was I went to uni in Plymouth, and we just used to cycle. I don't know where I was going, to be honest, but just on the coast. And there'd be parts where you could like the cliff path would kind of just finish, and you'd be... I remember once we got to this one place and there was this like yellow thing on the rock.
Yeah.
And it said pull.
All right.
So I was like, pulled it down.
Yeah.
And then I was like, me and my mate were looking at each other, and this guy, he's coming towards us on a boat.
All right.
And I was like, is that guy coming for us?
It was like a ferry, isn't it?
Yeah. No, just, when a tiny little boat. Yeah. He's like, jump in, boys. And so there's water taxis at the time, just taking you to the other side, with your bike.
Oh, cool.
We had a bike. And I just thought, and there was all these kind of like houses set in the kind of rocks. And I just thought, what a magical place to live. Yeah. With this crystal clear water.
Yeah, that's another place I haven't really explored much.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so any other places that you would highly recommend?
Let me think. Well, definitely most of Pembrokeshire, because it's stunning down there. Around about around sort of Bosherton area is amazing. You got the Lily Ponds, St. Govan's Chapel is there. There's a few really nice places to explore in one area. It's on the outskirts of the army range, so you can't go in at certain times. They put a flag up anyway, so you'll know if you're about to get shot or anything.
Yeah. So that is that up by Kidwelly, a bit further than
it's down in the south. It is, so a bit further over for Manabia.
Yeah.
That's down there. Well, I gotta say the Brecon Beacons, I suppose, because I'm there all the time.
Brecon is lush.
Mid Wales is great because it's so untouched. They call it the Green Desert of Wales.
Yeah.
There's like, one or two roads in. That's the only way to get in and out. The Tivy pools are lovely up there.
Yeah.
It's like a few different lakes all set next to each other.
Yeah.
There's quite a few bodies around that area as well.
Is there?
Do you know where body is?
A what?
Right. I'll just explain what it is because
I thought you said body.
A body.
Oh right, I was like,
sorry.
Yeah, go on.
So it's really popular in Scotland. They're like abandoned farmhouses. And you don't have to book. You just turn up.
Yeah.
Very basic. So you'll just have like a fireplace, somewhere to sleep. It'll probably just be a plank of wood. You to put your air mat on. No toilet. And we've got. There's about 5 in Mid Wales, 1 in South Wales, got another 4 in North Wales, I think.
Is there? I want to find one of these.
Yeah, there is a website for it, Mountain Body Association.
Right.
It gives all the ones they're in charge of. There's others as well, but they're like secret ones. You got to try to find those yourself. Yeah, but they give the locations of them. I say only go if you want to socialize with a couple of new strangers because it'll probably be somebody else turn up.
Yeah, I was going to say, you book? Do you book it? No,
you just turn up at any time.
What if someone's in there? Do you know what I mean?
Well, it says like, you just make friends then.
Right.
So it says how many people can sleep in there. Best to take a tent as well in case it is rammed.
Yeah.
And you can just pitch outside then. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it'd be good if you were with your mates and then it was just like you lot. But I suppose it's good. That's another thing. You probably meet some kind of like-minded people on these expeditions,
Yeah.
You find that?
I've met quite a few from YouTube. So people, they're either YouTubers themselves or I've been recognized in the street a couple of times, which is bizarre. And then we get talking and make friends, and then they end up coming out with us then. There's a couple of boys that have just recognized me in the pub or something, and have ended up coming out camping with us. So I made quite a few new friends from it as well.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Have you ever been to Porthoroggoth with the cave in? Do you do any cave in?
Yeah, I have been there.
Yeah. Or what's your kind of view on that kind of?
Yeah, I like caving as long as you don't have to squeeze through the gaps.
Me too.
I want to stay on my feet a bit.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
If you get to crawl in or something, it's when I start getting a bit uncomfortable. Then.
Yeah, I can't. I remember when I was in like school, we went somewhere and we were squeezing through these ridiculous things, and then like looking back on it, I just thought, Jesus Christ, I could never. Not that I could actually fit through them now, but. I could never.
No, it doesn't appeal to me much.
No, but I went to Porthoroggoth a few months ago, and we just went in like the really large caves with the kids, and it was brilliant. Head torch on, water running through.
Oh, the kids love it.
Oh, it's lush.
Yeah,
and I also went to this other place. It's like. So you're going up the Neath Valley. There was a place where you can go caving there. I've forgotten the name of it, though. But there's really quite deep cave systems, and there's divers in there. You know where that is?
Neath Valley.
It's a bit vague, Neath Valley, but
yeah.
it's like
I know we got quite a lot of caves around this area, haven't we?
Yeah, there was divers in there, and I just thought, "Oof,
Yeah, I don't
fancy
fancy that.
No way.
I know people have died in Porthorogov from
Really,
swimming. You can
really,
get flooding in there.
yeah.
It's only go when it's dry. If it's raining outside, I won't risk it.
No, that's exactly what I was thinking, because there's a lot of water running through where I was.
Yeah, it can
And
fill up.
Yeah, and it was dry, and I was with a guy, a caver guy, friend of mine. So, yeah, but I did think, imagine that.
Mm.
The people have lost their lives down there.
They have, yeah.
Oh my
I think
God.
mostly from the swimming. That's when it gets serious then.
Mm. Yeah, and I suppose, fresh water's not as buoyant as salt water as well.
Yeah.
You know, and plus you've got those currents. Yeah.
Because you don't know which way is up then, because everything's pitch black as well.
Mm.
I remember I took my kids there. My daughter was like, "Oh, I'm not going to enjoy this. I don't want to go down." As soon as she's in there, she's like, "Wow, look at this, look at that."
They love it, don't they?
Then we come out. I was like, "Did you enjoy that?" Nah. Oh yeah, whatever.
Classic. I'm not going there. Oh, I have to drag the boys down places, and they do love it, like you said.
Yeah, if you
when
can get
they're
them
there,
in. Yeah.
if you somehow can get them in, sometimes you got to pick your battles, haven't you? And you're just like, oh no. But when you do, it's like, wow. They loved it.
Yeah, totally new experience for them.
Yeah, great.
I just come back from opposite Dan Rogoff Caves on the other side of the valley.
Yeah.
I should have put this in one of my favourite places. It's great up there. It's an abandoned village. Used to have about population of 200.
Really?
Now it's down to about 6. And there's one last terrace street that's still up, like 9 houses. And the Cavern Association has bought it all.
Really?
And apparently it's the deepest cave system in Britain.
No way.
Because it's dangerous, you've got to join that caving club then. All the entrances are locked. You can't get in. There's little ones you can get in up there. Well worth going up for an explore.
Are you doing a video on that particular place at all?
Yeah, we went out camping last night. We didn't explore the abandoned place, but I have done videos on it before now. Yeah.
I'll have a look for that. That sounds like
great.
a place I'd go, that kind of thing. So the buildings are still up, but just derelict, are they?
Yeah, it was a massive brick factory, it was. I've been told, I don't know how true this is, it was called the Penwith Dinas Silica Brick Company. Apparently they exported so many bricks to Russia. The Russian word for brick is Dinas.
Right.
They've given it a Welsh name. They thought that's the name for brick.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's a silica mine, is it?
Yeah, so it's like quarries and, big lime kilns. And they were just making all the bricks on site then, using the raw materials there.
So have you got any big expeditions planned?
I want to do the Beacons Way next, which is, I think it's about 96 or 97 miles. It just goes right through the centre of the Beacons. It's quite remote. You're never far from civilization in the Brecon Beacons, but this, you stay away from the villages, I think.
Right.
And you go up a lot of the big mountains like Penvan. It looks like a good challenge. We're going to try and do that soon.
Interesting. That sounds cool. Have you ever, in Arvanargoid, the wall, the
bike track.
That joins up to, is it Skyline?
Right, yeah.
Have you ever done that? So it's like all the way from Arvanargoid to, I think, Bryn Corrug. Is it Bryn Corrug?
Right. No, I haven't done the big ride.
Yeah, but that's
that
amazing. So it's the wall plus another mammoth. It joins up to the other place. Do you know where I mean? Like further up the valley.
Yeah, there's another place to start. Yeah, what's it called now?
I think it's Bryn Corrog.
Yeah, Glyn Corrug.
Glyn, maybe.
Yeah, that's it.
Glyn Corrog. But
yeah, some really good bike tracks up there.
Yeah, I think I'm.
So we've done cycling up from Glyn Corrug, going across, coming down the wall, and then coming back up the canal. Then.
Yeah.
That was when I was a bit fitter, I think.
Yeah, that's a big ride, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant. That's what I was talking about, that ride. But I'm going to do that now because I got an e-bike.
Yeah, that's what you need for it.
So it's a lot easier. But you know, the last time I did the wall, it was too overgrown. I had to go back. Have you ever? I don't know what.
They don't really maintain it up there, do they?
It was a shame.
When I was coming down it's gone proper bone shaker now.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's a shame that is, because it was like about 15 years ago. That was the place to go. I remember my mates were traveling in New Zealand, and they were doing like mountain biking, and all the New Zealanders were saying, "Oh, have you heard of Avonarguide?" And they're like, "Yeah, we live near there." And they're like, "Oh, it's one of the best places in the world," you know.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that it's not like maintained, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I should.
They really should, but I suppose there's no. I mean, most people go to Bike Park Wales now, don't they?
I remember I met a guy from the Netherlands in Bike Park, Wales.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, the mountains are so big here, aren't they?" And it's only like quite small, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the biggest thing he's ever seen, he was saying.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of foreigners in Bike Park Wales, Americans, like.
Yeah, it's good. It's bringing
Canadians.
tourism
Yeah,
to Wales.
Yeah, I remember when I went there first, like, I don't know how many, it's probably like 20 odd years ago with that. I don't know, but you know, going there now is a different establishment, isn't it? They've got proper cafes and shops.
Yeah,
and,
they've done that really posh, haven't they?
Yeah, and the trails are like crisp and maintained, you know, and they've got all the different levels, and you have to sign these waivers now, even if you like, you know, if your bike's not up to scratch, they're like, "Oh no, you can't have. You got to have a proper." Do you know what I mean? It's like,
check your bike as well.
Yeah, I used to go up there with like a piece of shit, you know, and just rattle down.
Yeah.
But now they're like, "No, you have to have suspension." And
I've obviously seen some big crashes, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm sick of dealing with it.
People with like Amazon special bikes going up there and just like collapsing. Yeah, but it is a proper establishment now. And I
tried to apply for a job there, actually.
Did you?
Like social media
guy,
but I didn't get it.
What, like trail building or anything?
Yeah, just going around and videoing people.
Oh, right.
Making like little clips, and
yeah.
So that'd be an amazing job. Just stand there all day filming people on bikes.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to do the trail building and things like that.
Yeah.
Being up in the mountains, getting paid.
Yeah, just anything outdoorsy.
Yeah.
I worked indoors for a while and I thought, I can't handle this. I gotta be outside. Especially in the winter, you're just not seeing the daylight then.
Yeah, I'm like that. I gotta get out. And, you know, I've got to see the ocean. Like I said, when I was in London, you know that the beach isn't near you.
Yeah.
That's to really mess with my head. You know, I got to see the sea.
Yeah. I've started trying to do more camps on the beach in the Gower.
Yeah.
Because we've got that an outdoor step as well. And just always heading up the mountains. It's great to get on the beach for a bit.
Yeah, I've always camped on the beach. I was going to ask you, is there anywhere you can't really camp in other than someone's garden or land? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like morning, but like in the Gower and beaches, can you get like people moving you on?
Well, it's a bit of a grey area, this, because the only place you're legally allowed to camp in Britain is Dartmoor and Scotland.
No way.
You can camp anywhere in Dartmoor and Scotland. So Wales is technically, it's not allowed.
God.
But I see it as outstaying your welcome. So you're just staying in one place for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah.
If someone comes and moves you on, just move on.
Yeah.
It's never happened to me. It's only the landowner or police that could move you on. And even then you could say, you know, we're going to be respectful. We're going to take all the rubbish home. That's the key. Leaving no trace, taking everything back home with you. And then they should have no problem then if they can see you tidy. Just a few people give us bad names and like fly campers they're called. So just turn up with really cheapy gear, camp out the night, just leave it all there. And then these are the ones you see on the news, and then this, oh, look at what these wild campers did. But, you know, if you're into it and you've got a £300 tent, you're not going to be leaving anything there.
Exactly, yeah.
And you want to be allowed to go again, so clean up all your rubbish. And even if there's any extra rubbish there, chuck it in the bag as well and leave it better than you found it. Like.
Yeah, just be respectful, isn't it? Yeah, I've always wanted to camp. I want to take my boys to Worm's Head on the Worm.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Or will they be like...
I'm sure fishermen do it all the time.
Yeah, I was thinking that because they're there all the time, aren't they?
Because it's like a Coast Guard right next to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they'd be watching you. So I suppose you just tell them what's happening. I can't see them having a problem, you know.
The Coast Guard's on the way. It's on the top of the hill.
Yeah, there's a building right next to it, isn't it? So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I fancy doing, watching the tide come in, you know, being cut off on the island. I think the boys would like that as well, my kids. But yeah, so just have a word with that Coast Guard first, is it?
I just talk to them. Because a couple of times I've seen a ranger and he's been like, oh, we're going out for a camp. And he's just been sound, you know?
Yeah.
And you can see you're tidy and they're like, yeah, we're going to go camp up the mountain there. And it's like, all right, have a good night then.
Yeah.
I know, like, in the Lake District, they're really trying to clamp down on it. If you try to wild camp there, they got patrols all the time. And they do make you pack up and go then. But they're not really strict on it in Wales. And I don't see why they should be either. It's not hurting anyone.
You know, especially you with your YouTube, you're just encouraging people to get out in nature.
That's what I try to say, you know. Try to reinforce this thing of leave no trace. And yeah, just really good for you just to spend a bit of time in nature, you know, even if you just go out for an hour or two.
Yeah. But you can hide beer cans, though. I've seen that.
Hide them?
Yeah. You know, I've seen you in where were you?
Right. We have stashed a couple,
for
future camps.
A lot of them had blown, though, hadn't they?
Yeah.
But there was like, I think on the last video I watched, there was one left. You're like...
Well, my mate tipped me off that he'd left some cider somewhere.
Somewhere.
Well, he said it's in this place we camp. He didn't tell me exactly where, so I was searching around. I'm going to find these now. I think there was only 1 out of 4 that still had anything in. Because they've been there for so long. So the ice had got to them, I guess.
Yeah, they popped then. Oh, yeah, that's cool.
He was trying to say you owe me 4 pints now, but it's not getting 4 pints out of me.
Yeah, cool. Is there anything else that you want to talk about with your YouTube that you can think of?
So I'd say if anyone wants to get into wild camping, don't camp right next to the car where everyone can see you. You know, make sure you're going away from everyone and, you know, walk a little distance so nobody can see you. Leave no trace afterwards. Don't make a big burn mark on the ground or anything. I mean, sometimes it is nice to have a fire. Everyone likes a fire, no? But, you know, try to cover it up afterwards. Put some moss on it or something like that. Yeah, just be respectful to the land. You know, if you're asked to move by someone in authority, then just move on. There's no point arguing about it.
I noticed in one of, I think it was the walk to Ben Nevis. What was that pass called again?
The West Highland Way.
West Highland Way, yeah. You had there was quite a few incidents where there was ticks.
Yeah.
Are you worried about like Lyme's disease?
The only place I've ever encountered ticks is Scotland.
Is it?
Yeah. I wouldn't say they're not in Wales, but it seems to be a lot more up there. I don't know if it's the deer or something. Like they're coming off them.
So
I wouldn't say I'm worried about Lyme disease. Some people been like really panicked when they found a tick.
Yeah, but you've been bitten. And
just try to get them off as quick as you can. Use like a tick remover. Get a tool I found you get like a strong anti-bug spray. Spray them with that, they drop off straight away as well.
Right.
Just
Yeah, 'cause
finding
you don't
them
wanna-
quick is the problem.
You don't want to pick them off, do you? Because it leaves.
No, I think that the head gets stuck in you
Yeah.
because they're latched on so tight,
Yeah.
and then that's when they can get infected. Then
Yeah. Right. Because I've always had a bit of a thing with those. Because I went ages ago. I went to. I can't remember, one of these park holidays for kids, and there was warnings everywhere about these ticks. You know, it was in England somewhere, and I was like, and then I read about it, and then Lyme's disease and stuff like that. And I just thought, oh my god, I'm always out in.
Prevention is the main thing. You know, trying to wear trousers instead of shorts, you know, so they can't get to your skin, and spraying yourself with jungle formula. I like to use that's the strongest jungle formula.
Yeah, repellent.
They don't like the taste of you then. Right. Stay away.
I'd be lathering that on in Scotland.
What I found was when you're sitting in the grass and you put your hands behind you, that's when they start crawling up your hands then.
Really?
I was getting more on my hands than my legs. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I'd like to go back up to Scotland at some point and do not that entire walk.
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
little bits here and there.
4% of it. Still a fair walk, actually. 4%. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, yeah, bug repellent for ticks and stuff like that. Yeah, cool. That's the only thing I think I.
Ticks are the bad ones. Midges are very annoying.
Yeah.
Spray for them or a head net.
I've had
just covering up your skin, really. The only way we can get rid of them or prevent them.
Yeah, they're a pain, aren't they? I've been camping in North Wales, and
they're out in force at the moment in the summer. Worst time, yeah.
Oh man. Well, in the winter, they're not.
Yeah, it gets too cold for them, man. I think.
Yeah.
And when the sun is like blaring or the wind, that gets rid of them as well.
Yeah, yeah. But when it's a bit humid, they're just hot.
Yeah, if you're near the river,
that's
you're going to get eaten alive then.
Yeah. There we are. I think we're done.